Yo, this thing working? Um, Grand finals are happening for intramurals. You got just me casting tonight, and just me prodding tonight, and just me analyzing tonight. Because of reasons, and that's all you're gonna get. You're gonna get a fantastic one man prod, um, highest effort possible, maximum production quality, the best stream you're gonna see ever, low key. So make sure you donate lots of money so I can keep doing this kind of content. It's very stressful for myself, you know. Why am I talking about myself? Let's talk about the teams. All right, this is the grand finals. So first, the three. You thought UTS was streaming? Too bad. All you get is me, right? All you get is me. The grand finals are Team Phantoms against Outside Gaming. For those of you who don't know, Phantoms is undefeated. Outside Gaming has made a lower bracket run, being sent to the lower brackets by none other than Phantoms themselves. And the last time they met, it was, I believe, a 3-2 victory. So very, very, very close match. If we could get something of the similar sort today, maybe it might even turn out in Outside Gaming's favor. You're all right, Justin. I enjoy this. This is my passion. This is my love. This is my hobby. Everything I do is for the sake of UTES and UTOW Overwatch. My passion, my love stems for this game. Um, I'm delightfully happy right now. Up to you. If you would like to do that, then sure. However, we should be going into the game soon. Bans and map picks are going through. Put in the chat what you think. Who you think is gonna win? Unfortunately, I do not have a screen to show the players playing to introduce the teams. Um, but it seems we do have some fans in the chat right now, so please make some noise for your favorite teams to play. Dr. Chopper being one of them, correct. Um, 1 second as I put in the bands, as I am the observer and prod at the same time. Bear with me now. If anyone wants to shit on the stream quality, that's a permaban. Just kidding. I'm also realizing this is a lot of your guys' first impression of me, so I can't actually half-ass this as much as I like to. Oh dear, don't worry. The gameplay will speak for itself. I don't gotta do anything. I don't gotta hype it up. As soon as I put in the bands, we're gonna go right in. Okay, we're gonna go for a little test right now just to make sure the stream runs. Screw that. My stream will run perfectly fine no matter what. We're just gonna go right in. Bands are set in place. Tracer and Ram ban. We're going into our very first match over here. Samoa. La 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 la. W production. I know. Thanks, guys. These are actually not the right bands. Let me change that real quick. I think it is and Ramatra. That's what it should be. Bands are on the left. You guys don't see what I'm talking about. Nice Winston gameplay last game. I didn't play a game yet actually, but thanks guys. Geez, you guys are too nice. Going in, it seems we have a map of Overwatch. Wow, that's crazy. Isn't that crazy, guys? This is control point, first to 100% wins. This versus Outside Gaming. Looking like a little bit of a mirror matchup on the support lines. But Outside Gaming opting for a more pokey comp with the Sigma and a double hit scan. Let's see how they start off the match. Both teams liking to play the Winston, but opting out of it. With the Tracer bans on the line, it seems both teams refusing to play the flex DPSs, going for a more pokey style. So you might see Outside Gaming finding more value. Pokey already goes through really strong here. Jester falling really low. Already suffering a big damage from the poke, and Outside Gaming secured the first cap. Jester going around the side here, pinching onto the Sigma, falling dangerously low, but able to get out with his left shift ability, whatever that's called. We were on a map, but a pick has already gone through in the favor of Outside Gaming. And a very solid hold using their poke comp over Team phant0mz. phant0mz showing really good signs of hit scans throughout the entire intramural season. So it's pulling through even onto the grand finals match. Sir Sanic coming up to an ultimate match by Chris Computer Overwatch. Both teams opting out for the Sigma right now. Falling dangerously low, but it seems that Dr. Chopper will have the ultimate first. We'll see what he wants to do with that. Sir Computer O opting for the Foster Kitsune ultimate, trading into a kill into Cheese Wheeze. Both Lucius fall off the map. Don't go off the map. Get deleted off the map. Kiriko ultimate match onto the point here. Point has flipped onto the other side though. Perry getting a pick onto phant0mz. Map is in control by phant0mz at the moment. Jester, the only one on the point, falls low, but not low enough to be killed. Dr. Chopper dead. Ult invested by Grumpy Mook for absolutely no reason. And they're able to push through with just the 3 ultimates. On the other hand, Outside Gaming have just used 1 ultimate and will be able to push back with their own overclock. Push it through onto the right here. All eyes on 5. Will they be able to make a play happen before Dr. Tony is able to build a beat? Jester going a bit out of line here. Beat through Ghosters. Dr. Tony does not have an ult of his own just yet, but Flux does magic catch a lot of people. Dr. Tony holding onto that beat for now. Will he pull the trigger? He will not. And it's a clean win from phant0mz rather. Outside Gaming, despite using the beat to push them, don't really have the speed to go onto a specific target, and that's kind of what you get when you don't have the flex DPS or the dive tanks available. So if this map, starting up this team fight, phant0mz does have the advantage of the beat. What will they be able to do with it? Probably to counter the graphitic flux with it, which Outside Gaming has the advantage over. Starting off with the overclock already and graphitic flux, both mitigated by the beat. High Noon zoning out a lot of area, but Cheese Wheeze falls in the meantime. Just falling dangerously low, but no kills going through in favor for Outside Gaming right now. And the longer the fight persists, the worse it will be. That being said, they do manage to find a pick onto Perry. Ult is available for Computer. Will he be able to secure a teamfight with it? Going for a flag, phant0mz is able to pick off Computer at the middle of the team fight. But the Kitsune value is... The Kitsune value goes 2 meters into the wall and does nothing! He's the biggest troll in the world! An even better carry out goes through with the Ryan pick, and that's just how you play carry. That's just how you play carry. You want to go further along and actually catch people. The Ryan pick going for something a bit more unique. With the right team comp, the Ryan should theoretically be able to run through that backline, but without help from his DPS, it'll be tricky for Dr. Chopper to find much value in this Ryan, but let's see if he can prove me wrong over here. Walking in, Perry does have the overclock, opening up with it. She's just falling low. Both supports isolated on the bottom road. phant0mz now in the high ground without anyone to help him. He does fall. Grumpy Book going for a flank on the side. Will he be able to find more? Finds 2 on the back line. finding 3. And Dr. Chopper holding his shield for dear life. Going for the ace. The quintuple kill. Whiffs the shots. Almost falls himself. What a noob. Just kidding. Grumpy Mook to save the day. Follow up like with the help of Parry's overclock to start the day. Or the team fight. Sorry guys, I can't spectate everyone at once. Unfortunately, you only how do you get rid of this? There we go. Grumpy Mook's progression has been removed. He's better. He's better. Mr. Kovacs himself, Grumpy Mook. Beautiful play so far with from both teams. Support ultimates and DPS ultimates used very methodically. Tank ultimates included too. It does seem, however, that phant0mz has used Outside Gaming's own comp to beat them. Good adaptation by Team phant0mz, getting secured in the lead. Going in, they're looking. Both teams are going for something a bit more similar. It's very similar with Tamori, moving to the Genji. Go for a more hybrid option with 1 hit scan, 1 flex DPS. Jester falling low. Suzu forced out. Nice destructive shot from 5. Forces Parry out. Angle's really poor for Team phant0mz, but Grumpy Mook is able to find a first pick. Dr. Tony hit by the accretion, but nothing goes through just yet. Jester falling dangerously low, but the player advantage is still at the hands of Team phant0mz. Pushing in now with the AM speed boost. Dr. Chopper shielded off, but no picks seem to be able to go through. If this stabilizes, Outside Gaming will be able to regroup with their fallen member. That being said, Cheesebees decides to die, giving them the advantage once again. Dr. Chopper evens out, and both teams don't really have an ultimate just yet. Dr. Chopper falling dangerously low, but will he be able to live? He will not be able to live. Just 1 Sigma and 1 carry left for Team phant0mz. It's looking like wraps for this team fight. Outside Gaming, despite losing a player very early on, does win the team fight at the end, securing not just a point, but also an ultimate advantage. Looking at Sir Sanik's Kitsune first thing. Flashbang whiffed by Grumpy Mook. We'll see how they want to play with this. With the Genji, they are able to play a bit faster, a bit earlier with their own pacing. Rock whiffed. Will they be able to go around this next angle? Falling dangerously low will probably not be able to. Using Kitsune on point just to secure, but this looks really kiteable by phant0mz. Never mind! I'm a noob! They get 2 kills, and they push all the way through with just the help of the Kitsune, securing their lead probably to about 50% before the next team fight is able to begin. Good staggers go through, and we'll see how phant0mz will be able to push through with the Kitsune advantage. 9 ultimates on the board. 8 ultimates on the board, rather. Almost 9 in total. We'll see which teams will be able to play. This could theoretically be a last fight if it goes on long enough. Tamori going with the overclock match by Chris's computer hose. Kitsune. Flux going through, gets stunned by Jester. Ults going through everywhere. I don't even know who to watch. Let's just watch from the side. Jester gets 2 with the graphitic flux. Pushing in Rockstar Chopper. Jester completely taking over this fight with the accretion stun onto Dr. Chopper into 3 kills himself. All the meantime, the ultimates left on the board is most importantly Parry's overclock and Dr. Tony's beat. The beat will likely be able to counter Tamori's blade, so we'll see what value Tamori will be able, Parry rather, will be able to get with that overclock, considering there's nothing to counter that from the side of Outside Gaming. Parry going in early. Nice shot onto Cheesebees to start the team fight. Tamori down as well, and a quick and simple fight to end it off. Nice headshot going through. Micro demons from phant0mz. First Grumpy Mook, now Parry. And it's a quick team fight win. Outside Gaming opt not to use any ultimates that fight, which lets them have the Kitsune ultimate. So if they use their ultimates wisely, Dr. Tony will only be able to have beat for one of those ultimates. Considering Outside Gaming realistically only need 1 clean team fight win to push up here. Opting for a 2-3 split, Outside Gaming is pushing from 2 angles at once. Tamori on the side with the Lucio right now. Will they go in for a Fast Blade or a Kitsune? That is a question. Lots of space gained just by the neutral. Very, very well played. Kitsune opted in. Both ultimate standard. Grubby Book finds him, pushing back with the beats. And this just looks like a winning team fight for phant0mz. Grubby Book on the side angle. Will he be able to find even more fakes onto the Genji? So 2 ultimates for 1, and phant0mz find the team fight win, showing why they are the lossless team in this intramural season. Big Stagger goes to Defy. Jester absolutely hits 5 people, but gets stunned out of his ultimate. Definitely, I'm not lying to you guys. Dr. Chopper with his ultimate right now gets a pick using his ultimate. Will anyone be able to touch the point? Tamori does touch the point. Big Slime goes through. Dr. Tony 1 HP falling, and the map is flipped. Will any picks go through? Dr. Chopper gets rocked from behind. And Fi using the overclock as the team fight's ending. I'm not too sure on that. But 75%, 80%, 80% is looking like the final team fight. Kitsune ultimate for phant0mz beat coming up for outside game, and most importantly, Dr. Chopper is walking back from spawn. The Winston is picked. Opted for a really diving comp. Instant Kitsune ultimate. TBC going through. Will Jester falls back to the Kitsune, but Dr. Tony falls. Cheesebee's going for the beat to push through the lead. And this is just looking really strong for outside gaming. Overclock shut down by Dr. Chopper. And it is looking to be evened up. 99 across the board. 1-1 now. And we have a long Samoa on our hands. Banger map. Both teams showing incredible micro gameplay. Mid-fight decisions are going crazy. The touch by Tamori was incredibly necessary, and he pulls through and showing great team play from both teams right now. I'm liking what I see. I hope you guys are like what you see. All 33 of my viewers. Much love. Meow 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 meow. It seems outside gaming keeping on the Genji. It's worked for them. They're gonna keep it up. Honestly, I think it's just the Sigmas through and through, right? Seeing which Sigmas take more damage, are able to hit their rocks, do more damage rather, which one takes less damage. Going in, let's watch Jester at the beginning. With the more pokey comp, you'd think that they win more in the neutral, but the positioning with putting Genji and Lucio on the side angle seems to be really benefiting outside gaming. Right now, outside gaming with control over the map. Good map rotation. Flips go through, and it looks like the positionings are about equal right now. Dr. Tony does fall through. I believe that's with the shot from Fi. Dr. Chopper gets hit by the mid-air rock. And it is 1 tank for a Lucio, a trade that phant0mz would definitely be very happy to make. 1 headshot goes through, Cheesebees falls dangerously low, should just be the point flipping over to them. Computer O does fall very low from a headshot from 5, but it's just winning completely for phant0mz right now. Holding the point, Tamori, big statter goes through. Soldiers hitting all their shots from both teams, headshots, body shots, whatever. Really strong song picks. And the stagger will probably hit them very hard. Opting to go right side right now. Outside gaming for taking the high ground advantage. Jester holding very forward for his team. Team phant0mz holding the point with their double hits. Tamori goes in onto the Cassidy, but gets saved by his team. Computer O and Dr. Tony doing a good job peeling. Pushing in, trading the cast for the Genji. But trades are going through in the favor of phant0mz. When it becomes messy enough, they all piled in, but they don't really have the comp for it with the Sigma. And this point is looking all phant0mz. Now with these teamfight wins, they should be able to push the lead more with their ult advantage, but we'll see if Sir Sonic is able to get anything with his focus in a match. Very passive positioning over here on the point despite having the ultimate lead, but it pays off. Helping them secure an opening pick onto Fi. Rock goes through, canceling Dr. Chopper's rock himself. And they secure the lead, looking to the last fight territory over here. No ult expended by either team. And trades go through. Cheesebees falls really early before he gets the beat. I didn't see that. Did you guys see that? I didn't see that. Dr. Chopper with his own ultimate soon, capping a point behind their back. Tomorrow falling dangerously low. Gets a kill onto Pair before getting out. And now he's being harassed by both supports. With Sigma's coming back to the point. Whiffed as well. I mean, that's not whiffed. That's just like really, really unlucky. But the beat goes through, saves his life, bails him out one last time. Dr. Tony falls 73%. He doesn't even have his beat yet. Perry going with the ultimate. Tamori with the blade. Will he be able to pop it? He does not pop it. He gets chronicked. Sir Sanic finds a pick onto Perry, but it's only after he finds two onto the Genji. With the ultimate right now, finds a pick, and it's looking like not the most clean teamfight win, but it is enough to drive Phantoms away. That being said, Dr. Chopper does get rocked, falling really low here. Will expend a lot of resources. We're looking at Dr. Tony. Will, do they know that he doesn't have beat yet, and that Alpha Gaming has the advantage? They're popping the overclock really early right now, pushing onto Jetster. He might be overextended over here. Rock goes through, and that should just be an opening pick going through. I think if your Phantoms are happy with this trade, though, using one ultimate to just get that percentage, but you already have 99%. You're not too worried about that, as you can push back with the beat. That being said, Tamori does have the blade. Will he be able to find more value with it, or will he just be shut down by Grumpy Mook? Holding up very early, Dr. Chopper right now. Despite using ult a little later than his counterpart, he's building it faster. Beat push goes through onto the Sigma. Will the Sigma fall in the meantime? Going for Grumpy Mook. Grumpy Mook does fall. Lucio falling 1 HP from Slash, gets moved away, falls off the map! Computer O 1 HP, Perry hits the mid-air shot onto Phi. Gets a pick onto Computer O. Oh my god, and the way Outside Gaming is playing, it was really, really well. Despite the good plan for Phantoms, the beat push onto the Sigma, they do find a pick, but at what cost? Tamori and Sir Sanic and Fire able to run free all around the map and pick off the targets one by one. Now we're going to Last Red territory where both Sigmas have their ultimate, both Curious have their ultimate, most namely, Cheeseweeze has his ultimate that Dr. Tony does not. Jester having the ultimate first, getting the point advantage already early, rock down into Graffiti Sparks combo. Will it be suited in time? It does not get suited in time. Lord Chopper with an ultimate on his own, pushing through, and Jester falling really low. Rock missed. And the solo ultimate goes through with the beat, but the beat is too late to save Tamori, but Fi is able to find a pick, and they C9 the point! Another 99-99, and then victory goes through to Outside Gaming. Outside Gaming showing that 2-3 in the previous match in the bracket was not a fluke. Starting this intramurals match nice and strong. We have a series in our hands, guys. Wait a minute. Let me update the score real quick. That's something I need to do. 1. What else? That's it, y'all. Back to here, baby. Who did you guys think was the MVP for that map? Beautiful showing from all the players, but if I had to pick, I wouldn't pick anyone because that'd be biased, and I'm not biased. So Perry is cheating. Maybe with some of these shots they're hitting. That Sharky with the follow. Thank you very much. From 21 minutes ago, my fault. I didn't see that. I was too busy looking at this fire gameplay. I'm looking at my screen. I'm noticing a lot of new names here, but no new follows. You guys are all permabanned. Meow, 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 meow. check her PC. Low key. Low key might need to. You guys are never gonna guess what map is coming up next. This one's like never played low key. I think that'll be fun to cast. Oh my god! My group member responded to my assignment. I can submit my assignment before it's overdue. Let's go! Why no Preds? I legit don't know how to set that up. Get my mod in here. Where is Jess? Where is Hoshify? Where is Mood Slasher? Now is not the time for a 1v1. Leave an IOU. Fuck you mean this your streamer? What do you mean this your streamer? This is your streamer. Okay, Mood Slasher, like we know. You just wanted to mention, like. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I think the the teams have been ready for God knows how long. 1 second. R. And we're going in. The bands are Cass and Lucio. You guys are never going to believe what map we're going to. It's King's Row! This team banned this character. This team banned that character. Woohoo! Oh shit, I forgot to start the game! Initiating match. Wait, I don't need a high chat. They're not gonna say anything weird. Jess, you're here! You're here! Set up prods! I mean prods? Set up preds! Set up preds! Chad is asking for preds. I don't know how to set that up. Jess! Boss, save here! Oh my god! Thank god! He is asking me! He is asking me! My other mod is asking me how to set up pred! What a weirdo. Okay. Okay. It seems teams really like to run the Sigma. With Lucio Band, we're looking at double flex line. That's double flex support, but Dr. Tony bring out their signature Mercy pick. As I know this is their most favorite hero to play of all time. Paired up with Perry or Grumpy Mook's DPS line, Grumpy Mook will be able to hope maybe even get the 5k that he missed out on last time. Let's hit the Mercy. Never mind. I thought they were on attack. Let's hit him anyway. Never mind! He's him! The Warrior finds Perry as the first pick, going for 2 shots, not just 1, going for first life. Poke going through really strong, staying Widow throughout this team fight. Will Grumpy be able to find a pick and Eagle Diff to Mori or not? Jester finding really strong poke right now. I'm not sure which team has better poke. It is looking like Phantoms, but Jester does fall to the point right now. Outside gaming with map control all around at the moment. 5 totally really low, but still living. In the meantime, bringing Cheeseweeze in to help him has caused Dr. Chopper to fall himself. Tomori kills Perry right before falling, and it's an even team fight right now. But Jester's able to follow him all around. Dr. Chopper going Ryan. Coming from the spawn room, Sir Sanic gets the Mega in time. 5 finds Dr. Tony. Computer O going for what I believe is a wait, that's not a flag play, that's that he's defending. What am I talking about? Cheeseweed's capping a point. Will he be able to find a take? Dr. Chopper going through. Will he be able to push this corner? I don't think that's the case. He'll just have to walk back to his team. Or maybe hold this angle. Picks going through are really good. However, Cheeseweed's falling does mean that this push is shut down. 2 minutes already burned from the clock. Tamori staying this Widow pick. He'll need to find just a little bit more value to find to make this pick worth it seems. Slides through. Emery changed coins for outside gaming, but Jester and Computer O do have their ultimate and a really strong hold from phant0mz so far with their ultimates as well. Flux going through, choosing to go for the Ryan. Tamori finds parry yet again. That's 3 times in 2 minutes. 4v5 right now, onto the point. Tamori set up really well. Never mind! Barry finds the pick back onto Tamori. Getting the revenge kill, but how will they be able to retake this against the Reinhardt into the double ultimates? Jester going for the Wrecking Ball pick right now. Kitsune in for Valkyrie. Copy in for Wuyang ultimate, but Fi is the first to fall. The copied Emery ultimate is able to find a lot of damage onto the backline, and the push is shut down. Dr. Chopper gets 1 pick before falling, though, choosing not to go for the take. Grumpy Book ults for no one, a zoning ultimate when they were already zoned. Dr. Chopper does fall incredibly late. Computer rezzed by Dr. Tony means that they are able to set up really nicely. Dr. Chopper does have the Shadow right now, so Mori going for the Tracer. Almost 2 ticks going through, but not quite yet. Just the one with only 1 minute to go. Outside gaming with the ultimate advantage, however. Tamori going through Hotel. Will they be able to find value with the Shatter is my question. Dueling parry over here, but it is a 1v2 situation with some Dr. Tony pocketing the Echo. It seems Jester does fall to the solo Shatter in the meantime. Parry finds a pick onto Tamori. That's 2 for 3 in this DPS duel right now. But meanwhile, they have been capping the point this entire time. Will anyone be able to get parry out this guy? The Mercy Pocket proving incredibly strong. Snipe at the sky, Computer! What are you doing? Don't stand there anymore. You're back to spawn. Goodbye. Bye with the ultimate. Will they be able to use it to secure the point? Ryan being very hard to brush off the point with Jester, just trying to hold his best. Surfside does fall in the meantime. Tamori able to find parry, make it a 4 for 2. Tamori finding 2 in that team fight. Grumpy Mook going down. The Ryan pick seems really incredibly strong to stop Outside Gaming from finding any value. I mean, sorry, from finding Team phant0mz from being able to hold the point. But that being said, they do hold for the entire 4 minutes. Now with just 2 minutes on the line, what the hell are you doing? He's a noob. Everyone report this guy. I swear to God, everyone report this guy. This guy needs to be reported too. I'm just kidding. He's him. He got the opening pick, forces the minefields. Pillow pushing all the way through. Outside Gaming going for a Ryan comp without speed boost. Getting punched a little bit by the Wrecking Ball over here, but he does live. She's just going for an ultimate. It does let Dr. Chopper find parry. No res able to go through, and the push is going really strong despite 5 falling relatively early in that team fight. They're able to keep pushing that pillar all the way through. Dr. Tony, that must be like 3 or 4 reses in this round now, but it seems to maybe be a stagger. Pulse on goes wide, and Jester going for the Ramatra pick. As a direct counter to Dr. Chopper's Ryan. You'd hopefully like to see some Junos from both teams to make extra value for the tanks. But Window and Overclock going through, will he be able to find a little bit more than last time? Hopefully. She's just falling low. Dr. Chopper goes down in the meantime, and it looks like a fight win for phant0mz. Pretty clean. 2 ultimates used for it though. 2 ultimates for nothing. 40 seconds left. It's looking like last fight territory for Outside Gaming. But once again, with the Shatter. The Shatter that was able to secure them. the point last time. Will he be able to do it again? Will he be able to find the magic? Or will Perry block it with a copy? I'm drinking some water. Going through it now. 5 with the ultimate as well. Slow field goes through. Who's going to be the touch? Going for a full map wraparound. I really, really like this. Shatter goes through, hits Computer before he's able to stabilize. And this rotation without speed boost is incredibly smart. Gets them 2 kills. 2 ultimates invested by phant0mz to try and salvage it, but I don't think it's possible. Roshharper does fall low. He doesn't get healed. And the res goes through onto Perry. This is looking like an incredible win from phant0mz to try and push back. And somehow they managed to win it back with beautiful, beautiful micro individual plays from Perry, Jester, and Dr. Tony. Dr. Tony showing why they are the Mercy legend. The only Mercy player, if I remember, in all of Intramurals. Who needs a Wuyang? Who needs a Wuyang? Wuyang can't fly. Wuyang can't res. I'd really like to. Oh wait, I have stats. This is so cool. These stats don't show me how many reses they have. For these stats. Jester presses Q, and all of outside gaming fall, and phant0mz in a position to take this all the way. Grumpy Mook's turn onto the Widowmaker. Tamori, too scared to match. Opting for the Sojourn instead. Will Grumpy Mook be able to find the same value? What's the current score? Hoshify, the score is on the top. It's 1-0 to outside gaming right now. Why am I reading chat? I should not be reading chat. I should be analyzing the game. Oof. Dishonest Ram gameplay. Don't say that, man. He was able to clutch the fight. You're jealous he was able to clutch the fight. That's all. If Grumpy Mook swaps after missing this shot, then he's a bad player. Just kidding. No slander here. We love all our players. We love all our intramurals players. phant0mz falling really, really low to start that team by both abilities forced already. And point seems to be available for phant0mz to take. We're looking like a really, really fast pull. The Echo Mercy showing itself to be a dangerous threat for outside gaming to fight back against. Jester finding a first pick of Tamori, I believe, in Hotel. And without any reses, it looks like a matter of time before teamfight goes through in the favor of phant0mz. Unless any pick goes through, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Perry securing that extra kills with Jester, Thunder Chopper, and Sir Standing falling, and it's an incredibly fast teamfight capture. Much different sign showing from compared to Samoa, which was much, much, much closer. The Lucio ban seems to be working in their favor right now. Ram working as a ban, not just to the Ryan, but also to the Reinhardt. And it doesn't matter if Samoa wins that duel. Why? Because Dr. Tony has the res! Perry with the fast ulti right now. Will they play first with the Echo copy? First choke already given up by outside gaming. He does follow Tamori, but will it matter? Or will Dr. Tony have a res? I don't know if it's been 30 seconds. It's too difficult to count. Windows match at the exact same time. Res goes through! He's crazy! With the Valkyrie, will Jester going in? He does have the ultimate parry, finds the pick onto Tamori. But you know, outside gaming does not have a Mercy. Only Mercy kills right now for phant0mz. Ult's going through. Overclock popped through by Overclock, but it seems to be denied. All completed by Cheese Weeze's beautiful Transcendence. By using his ultimate as well, without a chance to match for Team phant0mz, but no pick able to go through. Falling low. Perry with the insane tracking, able to find Fi. And this team fight, both teams using all their ultimates except for the exclusion of Tamori, but it is just a clean team fight. And the payload is not being pushed. They're pushing it now though. They got that. 4 minutes left. Couple meters ago, 20 meters ago, 30 minutes ago rather. I'm just lying, aren't I? On stream. Fine, going for the Vendetta pick without the Zarya to help, and going for and see the Echo Mercy. I'm not sure it's the pick that they're looking for at the moment. All eyes on Tamori. Will he be able to find necessary picks? One shot goes through, one shot goes wide, two shots goes wide, and Gurman Book is using some insane dodger tactics, but he does find a pick in the end. But you know what they have? They have a res, which they're not using. Jester is the one being res, and that res does go through, but it is cancelled, and I don't know about that one. But you know what they have? They have 3 minutes. They have 3 minutes to make mistakes and burn ultimates, and that's exactly what they did. Sir Sanic with the ultimate right now. Will Outside Gaming be able to rotate their ultimates through enough to hold for 3 minutes and secure a 2-0 lead? Jester does have the ultimate, pushing forward onto Dr. Chopper over here. Space taken. But Sir Sanic falls in the meantime, and without any res, it is looking like a reset. But they're pushing through. Vendetta using the ultimate here. Dr. Chopper hits the ultimate onto him, misses the misses the ram, and the ram is going crazy. Hits 3. Yeah, I think they need to ban this guy's ram. I think we understand why ram was banned last map. No, Lucia, no problem. And it's smashed 1-1 at the moment. Oh, back to here, you guys. Now you can see this. That was a really cool match. Oh my goodness! Look how many more followers I got. How do you scroll? Vanny, Shade, Gone, Keys, and Snoopy. What the hell? Snoopy Poopy Oopy. Thank you for the follow. You guys are the best. Fucking being L streamer. You guys are copying the wrong people. If you guys copy what Goofy Juber says, banned. If you are Goofy Juber, banned.
Are we back? We live? We live?
Yes.
We live? We live? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the twitch.tv/barefoot channel, where we definitely expected to find ourselves. There were some technical difficulties with getting UTS esports up and running, but hey, at least we're here. I'm going to be your host for tonight's Baffles, enjoyed by Z-Droid. Z-Droid, how are you doing on this lovely, totally not late night?
Hello. I was supposed to be asleep an hour ago, but the show must go on, and the show is definitely going. It is 1-1 right now. I wasn't able to see what was happening. Spaffles, do you have a clue on what has been going on in the game so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty close series so far. We saw Outside Gaming taking map 1 Samoa, but then phant0mz, they struck back, and they struck back hard, bringing it to a 1-1. This is exactly what you want to see from Intramurals Finals, a close matchup between two very strong teams. Now, I am especially interested in seeing how they navigate this sort of end of meta environment. Right, we have the news of the new hero coming in about a couple days. It's coming out next Tuesday, which I'm super excited for. But until then, we still have a lot of the same old meta to deal with. So, I mean, Z-Droid, you know, from your personal experience here, what are you hoping to see throughout these next couple games?
I'm just hoping to see a close match, frankly. I was talking with Spaffles before the stream. I am completely washed in my Overwatch game. I used to be good at the game. Not anymore. Not even close to anymore. But I love the game. Overwatch is such a fun game to both watch, play, and cast. So I'm excited. I'm really hoping it's going to be an even game. Hoping we're going to have some fun maps. And I hope we're not going to see the same comps over and over.
I mean, pretty well said. And we already have the bans going into this next matchup. It's going to be Hazard and Kiriko. So, makes a lot of sense. Hazard has been a menace ever since he released. I don't know a single person that likes playing into him. If that's you, please seek help. Uh, but, all that aside, Kiri makes a ton of sense. The Suzu, even though it's been nerfed repeatedly, it makes a lot of sense to get that out of the picture and opens a lot of the door towards your Ana picks and a lot more of the, CC based comps that you might see get hard countered by it.
Yeah, no, the Kiriko, I'm not sure if it's still the meta, but I believe it was Kiriko Lucio that was kind of just non-stop rampant for a while.
Yep.
So I'm kind of glad to see it gone. As we're loading in, we're seeing the drafts come out. Winston on one. D.Va is going to be the tank on the other. It's going to be, what, 2 dive comps then, right?
Yep, that's for sure. The dive is the flavor of the season, and we can already see where the Kiriko ban is starting to come into play. You have the Ana, like we called out before. You have Dr. Tony rolling out on that Mercy. Mercy Echo, Mercy Sojourn, both really good targets. I know from personal experience that Grumpy Monk's been in the scene for quite a while, so I'm going to be interested in seeing who that primary beam target is. And when we look on the other side, when we look at Outside Gaming, they're opting into that Winston variant. So Winston's going to do very, very well into that D.Va, but ultimately it just depends on how the team is able to execute together, especially since it's a bit less traditional, seeing a Sim and a Widow combo that dive.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the Widow. Getting, I guess, the pick off rip, seeing if something can happen, then maybe swapping off, but it doesn't look like they're going to be really contesting any angles that Widow can take, as Sojourn is going to pop Fi. Grumpy Mook getting one off the rip. Mori is really struggling to find any value off this Widowmaker. They're just tickling each other down. Echo getting the burst damage of Echo off. Nothing too much is happening so far.
Yeah, Computer there with a nice pick onto Cheese Wheeze, and Dr. Chopper's trying to step up to that challenge, but, still down a support, down a lot of that security on the Ana. She's not going to be able to peek and get the aggressive heals that you want out of her. They are able to absorb a lot of pressure, and this first point is all about getting those small victories, getting that payload underneath that bridge so that you have a lot of an easier time going around into that last corner. Puri picks up a nice kill there onto Dr. Chopper.
Yeah, the point is going. It is under and across so far. Tamori is not, looks like we're going to fall for that. Yeah, getting the point under and through is going to be really strong. They do still have the high ground. They are keeping it, and they are holding it on lock. Dr. Chopper's not really finding many ways to get it out. Sleep is going to go wide. Popping down, Sonic is going to fall. Computer getting Tamori down as well. That's going to be 2 down, and the points are just going to be stuck. They're not going to be able to do much. This high ground is a really hard challenge for them to push out, and it's showing.
Yeah, and I mean, this was Outside Gaming's map pick, right? They had the opportunity after they lost King's Row to bring us wherever they wanted, and to see things going the way that they are is pretty surprising. We see Dr. Chopper making that swap on over to Roadhog. We see Genji as well, and Lucio. They're pretty untraditional picks, but whatever floats your boat, I suppose. The Ana is going to continue eating them alive.
Perry gets one. Dr. Chopper immediately fell on that Roadhog. We're not finding too much value, trying to dive in with the Genji. Sonic is losing the Ana diff, unfortunately for them. As they're just really not finding any ways to go through. They're swapping, they're losing their ult charges, and they're really not getting the tools they need to push this high ground.
Yep. It's definitely a struggle bus, and especially since seeing Phantoms have all their ults available, things are going to get harder before they get better. Now, nice trade there from Fi onto Computer, and now down your support. Even though you have a Nano, it's going to be a tough time, but he does get traded out eventually. So I'm hitting a 2-4-2 trade. The res out goes out onto Grumpy Mook, and they are able to hold on longer. Even though they started off this fight at a disadvantage, Phantoms still come out on top.
Yeah, Cheese Wheeze falling, Tamori falling. Dr. Chopper was trying to get in, nothing much could really happen. Coming back on the Winston, seeing if he can jump up, contest the high ground. but again, they're just really struggling to get an advantage here. They're getting trades off, but they're not getting enough. Grumpy Mook is looking, see if they can get anything. They're pushing the point, but again, with the high ground, they're just going to sit up there, and they're going to make sure they get it. As Sojourn popping the ult, running away from Winston, not letting him stop anything. Tamori falling immediately. Cheese Weeze falling as well. That is a 2-for-0. Perry is getting traded out. Fi is going to fall as well. Can Grumpy Mook get him? Yes, he does, with a 4-for-2. Grumpy Mook probably securing play of the game right there. And I mean, it's a 62-meter push. They needed a lot more than that. It's going to be a hard task to defend.
Yep, there's that Grumpy Mook magic, right? You have the Sojourn with the damage boost, with the overclock, going in, getting 4 kills, and only dying after the last one is secured. Pretty well played there from phant0mz, and it's going to be a hard comeback for Outside Gaming to make. Now, you do have the advantage of being on that defending side. You do have the high ground at your disposal, so if you do want to play some of that less traditional, you want to bring that hog back out, you can do it. Though, dive is still going to remain king, so working your way through this, I'm interested in seeing the variations that both of these teams bring aboard. Now, Dr. Chopper rolling out on the Sigma this time. Tamori really committing to that Widow. They need to make it work, especially because we're starting off this round, and we're at about 2-fight territory. You're only going to get 2 really good opportunities before it really becomes a large slugfest. And for those of you that are Rivals inclined, we don't have a Strange ult, we don't have a TP. You're not going to be able to get back onto that point really, really easily unless you make like a Lucio swap or something like that. So it is going to be a bit of an uphill battle for them. Meanwhile, phant0mz, very much seated in control. They're bringing back the exact same composition that they had on the defending side.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but isn't the good old rock, paper, scissors of Overwatch dive or beats poke? Pulling a poke comp out might be the play here. They do have the high ground, they do have a way to hold, but this dive is going to be right on top of them as soon as they get to that corner. I'm expecting a really heavy push from the side of phant0mz, who's on offense, I believe, if I'm getting my names correct here.
Yep.
As Fi is taking some damage, the point is going under, and they are getting a push through. Perry is sitting in the back, getting Mercy, making sure he can hold. Grumpy Mook is gonna fall immediately. Fi getting the pick out right away. Looks like they're gonna do what they can and hold.
Yep, really strong presence there on that high ground from the Fi and Cheese Weeze combo. But to do that, you have to sacrifice so much progress on that point. You lose 1 fight. This is it. And with phant0mz having 3 minutes to do it, they have all the time in the world to stockpile their ultimates, to play the long con. And it might not even have to go that long, considering there's only 5 meters left on this payload. Tamori gets a nice pick there onto Grumpy, but to kick things off, to rather stop them from popping, as Dr. Chopper as well shuts down the second DPS, and it's going to be a kill onto the rezzing Mercy. You know, phant0mz, what are you guys up to?
No, they're not playing their game. They're not showing us what they showed last round. It is the reverse sides, as you said, so they do have the disadvantage. This high ground is just showing to be too strong for either team to push. Sir Sonic is going to be having to get back. Tamori is getting pushed out, but the Widow is going to hold strong. These long angles are what Widow wants and what Widow is using. Perry is falling low. Heroes are not going to die anytime soon here. We're going to see Jester probably pushing out, getting that high ground confirmed for them, but Dr. Chopper is holding ground. Grumpy Mook is going to get Cheese Weeze out right away here. That is going to be a strong pick. Spy popping the ult, making sure they can't take any of this high ground, but their tank is off. Their tank is gone. That is going to be most likely the high ground coming out for phant0mz, and that is probably going to be them getting the push out, as Perry might fall here. They're looking a bit split to fight this.
Yeah, Tamori just trying to look for an angle here, but able to find it. You do see the nano boost come out onto Jester, going to catch these hands, and the captive sun comes through. Not quite sure if it connects. Graviton Flux as well. No kills yet in this fight, surprisingly, as Perry dupes the Sigma. Gonna look for a flux of their own. The Sojourn ult does come through, and Jester He's able to find that first pick of the fight, gets a second one there on the Cheese Wheeze. And phant0mz, they've managed to do it. All they had to do was build up all 5 of their ultimates, and in the 5-for-5 trade, they come out victorious after a solid full hold. phant0mz, they lead the series 2-1.
As you were saying, first we can watch this beautiful play of the game by Sojourn. Mr. Grumpy Mook over here getting the 1. He's gonna get 2 right away. Gonna fly up to the top if I'm remembering this correctly. Get 3 right here, and then trades the Ana for the 4th at the end. It was a very clean play, and that is what won them at least that first half, making sure they couldn't hit the overtime, couldn't hit it going. But as you were alluding to, in the start of the swapped sides, they just get their ults, and it's really hard to win that fight. When you have 5 ults, when you have 6 ults, there's not much you can do against.
Yeah, and you know, considering the way that things played out, that was probably the best case scenario that you can have for outside. What I'm looking for in this next map is that they're going to pick themselves something. They'll continue to pick themselves something familiar, maybe something a little untraditional to start to throw phant0mz off their game, because Watchpoint Gibraltar has been, you know, practice to death at this point, and we can see that from that one game at the very least that dive will swing the way of Team phant0mz. Now, going into this next one, there is still a lot on the table. I'm not sure what map it's going to be. But I hope for both of these teams' sake that we're getting the picks out a little faster, because I don't know about you, but yeah, I don't want to go to midnight.
No, me neither, and certainly I need to sleep. I need to wake up at 4 a.m. this coming morning. But,
Oh boy.
as you were saying, Gibraltar is a historied map. It's a map that I know, and I know by heart. So that's certainly saying something. When a player who basically hasn't touched the game competitively since, like, the beginning of Overwatch 2, that's showing something. Gibraltar, I mean, it's been through and through since the entirety of the game.
Yeah. Now, there have been some more recent changes to that map. They affected a lot of the layout there towards first point. We saw a little bit of it where the Ana was playing up near that bridge. That bridge has collapsed, which means she's going to have to take the long way around if she wants to reach that high ground. It's going to be really difficult for her to find like the very tippy tops of some of those areas where before it wasn't. But we do have word now on what our next match is going to be. It's going to be New Junk City. And as far as flashpoint maps go, this definitely is not the favorite. I feel like I've seen so much more Servasa than this. But New Junk is like we were talking about before, right? One of those maps where you're trying to throw your opponent off their game. It's going to, especially with some of the later reworks that they did to that map, going to offer a little bit of a change of pace. You've got a pretty storied, you know, low ground oriented points, and you have 1 or 2 of them that are going to be in the high ground. It's still going to really favor a lot of dive compositions though, and that's something that you're going to really struggle into. Characters like Lucio can still make a really big impact here, although with the changes to add like speed gates and all of that out of the spawns, it is less so than it used to be before.
Yeah, I missed, unfortunately, what the bans were for this map, so I at least don't have that info. I'm not sure if you were able to catch them there. I believe I saw a Sojourn ban. I might not be correct there. All right, did you see the second ban, Spaffles, there?
No, I did not, but as far as bans go, Sojourn makes a ton of sense. Grumpy Mook was absolutely running the lobby on it last round. As for the other ban, actually, it was phant0mz that banned Sojourn. That's an interesting pickup. Perhaps they're choosing to... they had the Cassidy idea in the back of their heads, and they were going into this next one planning to ban it out so they don't have to run into it. As far as the rest of the team comps go, Joker Queen is an absolute staple. It's really nice to see some Rush getting played here tonight. And like you said before, the Lucio, the Kiriko, combo them together, run from it, dread from it, it will always arrive. And then the DPS is just kind of slotting your favorites and see what sticks.
I love me some Junker Queen. I'm completely biased in the only correct direction, as Junker Queen is definitely the best tank in the game whatsoever, no competition. But as we're gonna head into this, we're gonna just have a good old ring around the rosy. It looks like they are not wanting to fight each other. They are just running and running and running. Not sure exactly what's happening here, but we're having a good time.
Fi dropping behind a little bit is going to get knifed into the fray. Jester is going to pick up that first blood, and you know, Phantoms are off to that good start. Dr. Chopper running through the team, not being able to find anybody though. The axe goes through, but Kiriko is able to cleanse it away. Tamari gets a return kill there onto Perry, proving who the better Reaper is. But without your other DPS on that board, it'll be pretty difficult to push in here with just the shotgun.
And no, Phantoms get the point off the start. But the fight is back, and everyone is ready to fight. Unfortunately, we couldn't keep that ring around the rosy going forever. But what we can have are these beautiful 1v1s. Perry is going to interrupt it, take Fi out. Dr. Chopper is going to win the Junker Queen diff. Grumpy Mook is popping the high noon, making sure nobody can get the point, nobody can touch. It's hiding for their lives as Dr. Chopper gets Dr. Tony out. He is the superior medicine man, and Perry is going to win against Tamori. Grumpy Mook getting Cheese Weeze out as well, and that's just going to be Phantom's point. They got 1, they got 2, they got 3, they got them all, and there's nothing really that they can do about it.
Yeah, the stagger kill definitely does do a lot for Team Phantoms here, buys them a lot more time, and as we're already at 80% on this flashpoint progress, you're gonna have to make a play fast if you want to get back into this. Now, Outside definitely have the tools to be able to touch this, as the Kitsune Rush splits them down.
Yeah, Outside Gaming is trying what they can, but the point does cap. This fight is gonna keep going though. Gonna see who's gonna win it, as I mean, it looks like Outside Gaming is just going to try to run away. Jester, he's going to get Cheese Weeze out. Cheese Weeze is going to get Grumpy Mook right before he falls, though. It's going to be support for DPS. Perry does have the ult. I doubt any are going to be popped here, as the fight is, frankly, pretty useless. But it looks like Outside Gaming is going to get hold of the point, as Jester is going to try to contest. Cheese Weeze is speeding back in here, making sure he can play with the team. Fi is going to be dropped low, but the beat gets dropped, and they're going to push Phantoms out. They're going to make sure they get this point. I think the beat was dropped a little bit early. The fight really hasn't started. They are going to get first cap, most likely, but they are going to be down in ults. Phantoms pops the Rampage, gets Dr. Chopper down. Sanic is going to fall as well. Tamori looking pretty low as Perry gets the 3 with the Death Blossom. Grumpy Mook getting 1 before he falls, and Jester getting Tamori at the end. That is just going to be a clean sweep for Phantoms, as yeah, they lost their ults early on the side of Outside Gaming, and they weren't able to capitalize after Jester and the rest pushed with their ults.
Yeah, you definitely find yourself in a really awkward situation, especially when a Rampage gets 5 of you, tags you with that anti-heal, and you can't really cover everybody. And you can see the defense is continuing to hold on strong. Jester gets an early kill there onto Fi. As for the rest of the team, they're not feeling too much better.
Yeah, Jester is trying to get them out, pulling in Cheese Weeze even finish him off. And Perry gets the end. Perry gets Tamori as well. I mean, it looks like Outside Gaming are just going to try to back up as much as they can, but Jester is getting the staggers as much as he can. Sanic is falling, and they're just running them down. Dr. Chopper falling again. That is another, what, 5 seconds for death timers? 10 seconds? I can't even remember at this point. Perry getting fight as well. That is almost guaranteed the points for them. Not almost, it is the point. That is going to be 2-0, and it is going to be match point inside of the match point.
Yeah, now, you know, progressing on to this next point, you have so many key ultimates available for Phantoms. Outside Gaming, they're really going to have to pull something out of the hat to kind of usurp this lead, this deficit that they found themselves in. Now, they do already have a strong position here onto the point. Is it going to be enough?
Grumpy Mook pops the high noon, seeing what he can get. If he can get, does not get anything. The draw goes blank. Tamori is going to get pulled in, but it's a Reaper. Nothing much you can do there. Reaper doesn't... You don't really want to pull in a Reaper. As the Kitsune gets popped, Fi is going to get 2, and it's probably just going to be the fight 1 for the side of Outside Gaming. Computer trying to die early. Doesn't get staggered too hard, which is pretty strong, but it is good old Kitsune girl. Why can't I even remember her name? I'm drawing a blank here, I'm not gonna lie. She can TP away at any time though, so.
Yeah, that was an interesting turn of events. I think that it really fell on Phantoms to engage there and engage fast, but Outside Gaming, they had enough time to recover, and they're able to build up a pretty impressive store of ultimates. Now, as they're trying to walk in, they're walking on the low ground to use different strategy. As Jester gets taken down early, Perry is able to get another one with the Death Blossom. But, you know, as the trades go, red, green, we're left with 3-on-3 remaining. Now, Phantoms do have more ults they can expend if they do want to push this advantage, but without the point in their favor, things are pretty dicey if they decide to stay off of it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're going to have to give this point until the final touch. They're going to have to bring it to overtime if they really want to contest. Tamori is falling really low. Your G-Squeeze as well. The Rampage only gets 1. High Noon is coming out. Fi does get G-Squeeze with it. It is their point. The second Rampage is coming out. The Reckoning is coming. Tamori is looking to get more. Perry is going to fall. No, he isn't. Tamori's the one that falls as Perry gets another. And they get the 5. As 99% on the side of Outside Gaming, they are able to bring back all ults being popped, and it does go to the side of Phantoms.
Yep, full investment on that fight. It was incredibly messy, but Phantoms, that seems to be where their comfort zone is. They're able to pull off those plays and make it count. Now, they have that power position. They have the high ground, and Outside Gaming, they need to walk into them. Now, they are 90% towards a Kitsune rush already, so they do have a lot going in their favor, but only if they're able to build it.
Perry is falling low early in the fight, tried to take the one-on-one, and I mean, Cheesley did not let that happen. Made sure that Tamori is going to win that fight. Perry's going to be coming back real soon, so this doesn't look like it's going to lead to much. They do have the Kitsune. Both sides have it. They're going to be popped on the side of Phantoms. Will Sir Sanic pop it back, or are they going to wait it out? Looks like they're waiting. Dr. Tony is going to get Cheeseweeze, but the Kitsune pops after 2 fall. It was a bit too late, and it looks like Phantoms are just going to win this fight and win the game.
Yeah, and that's the map 1. That's series 1, and it feels disproportionately quick, but that's your intramurals finals, guys. That's Phantoms taking it 3-1.
As Junker Queen, the best character in the game, gets to play the game. Not surprised here. 5-man Rampage. It's really hard to come back from that in the fight. It's what won them this fight and won them the second point, which inevitably won them the game.
Yeah, there it is. There are your back-to-back Overwatch intramurals champions, Team Phantoms. I mean, they've got to feel incredible about that. Going and pulling it off in the way that they did. They had a rocky first map there on Samoa, but after that, it's been nothing but confidence, nothing but upsides from this team. And, I mean, I gotta say, I am super impressed that things played out the way that they did. Now, Z-Droid, right? I know you were really hyped up there about the Junker Queen, but I mean, did anybody else stand out to you about that?
Well, I'm trying to remember names. I do remember characters. I really saw the Reaper on the side of Outside Gaming, Tamori, I believe it was, getting a lot of picks there in that game, doing a really strong job. As well as the Kiriko. I'm remembering the name this time, no longer Kitsune Girl. Kiriko on the side of Phantoms, who I believe was Computero, if I'm remembering correctly, hopefully. Yep. I think those two really stood out, at least in their teams respectively, other than, of course, the 2 Junker Queens, which obviously were the best players in the game and the best characters. No bias whatsoever.
Okay, man, we get it. We know which way you swing. It's okay.
But yeah, I think those 2 really stood out, at least for me. Do you have any opposing thoughts? Do you agree? Any other people who you thought did great? Obviously, they all did great. Anyone who stood out among the greats for you?
I mean, thank you. I do have two opposing thumbs, and I think that they both agree that your statement's pretty accurate. I think that the Reaper uh, was pretty solid. We saw a computer on the Kiriko. I do think that Dr. Chopper does, you know, deserve a little bit of respect put on their name, given how much they were able to do with what they were working with. There were some creative picks scattered out there, and those are some of the risks that you have to take if you want to pull back a series that isn't quite going your way. So, I mean, thank you all for everybody who is, watching the stream. GG's to the teams involved, and I thank you to the community for really making intramurals what it is. Seeing everybody show up tonight was really heartwarming, and I I'm really looking forward to the next time when everybody gets back together, and hopefully we see some familiar faces alongside some new ones to bring this tournament back to life. I've been Spaffles, this has been Zdroid, and thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful night, y'all.
Bye bye.